the station that's on your side. News 12, first at 5, continues.
We are in the line for a lot more storms, just like yesterday, it looks like. Anthony, what is the time? Okay, thanks, Anthony. A 3.5-year-long missing persons case turned murder into today. When Eddie Crewy first went missing in 2019, his wife Sandra Dales denied knowing where he was.
Do you know where your husband is? Why did you wait to report it?
Because I thought that he went to his family.
Turns out months later, we learned exactly where he was, just feet away from where Dales was standing in that interview. Eddie Crewy's body was buried in a shallow grave in their yard. News 12's Hallie Turner was there for those tense moments today in the courtroom as Sandra Dales was sentenced to 20 years in prison. So Hallie, walk us through today's sentencing.
Yeah, Laura, it was a room full of tears, heartache, and pain. Eddie's family pleading for Sandra to receive the max sentence, and then Sandra's family and friends pleading for her to get a second chance. But Judge Stone made the final call, one where Sandra will spend the next 20 years behind bars. She'll serve 20 years in confinement for voluntary manslaughter and concealing Eddie's death. By the time Sandra gets out, she'll be around 75 years old. Throughout the entire trial, Sandra appeared to show no emotion. The defense says part of that was due to her mental health issues. She was given the option to take the stand, but opted not to during the trial. But today, during her sentencing, she could not sit still, as both her family and the Crewy family took the stand. And at the very end, she spoke out to the Crewy family.
Fairy tale marriage ended in tragedy. I am sorry that my marriage and relationship with my husband deteriorated to this point. Can't even imagine what it feels like to lose a child. My heart goes out to the Crewy family for all the pain I have caused them.
And coming up all new tonight on News 12 at 6 o'clock, we hear from the Crewy family as the case comes to a close.
Okay, definitely emotional case where there are no winners. Hallie, thanks for walking us through that. Happening right now, live at 5, a meeting is underway in Lincoln County as activists. Florida Governor and 2024 presidential candidate Ron DeSantis will be in North Augusta tomorrow. This event will be the Riverview Park Activity Center starting at 2 p.m. It's being described as less of a traditional rally, more geared towards directly engaging with voters. But our team will be there. We'll let you know what he says. But again, Ron DeSantis, presidential candidate, will be in North Augusta. Families in Georgia struggling to get the supplies they need to take care of babies, primarily diapers. A recent study shows half of families say it is difficult for them to afford to buy diapers for their children. Abby Cassara shows us a group called Helping Mamas working to change that.
This was all that one mother had left for her toddler. She was desperate for more diapers, in need of them in order to go back to work. Here at Helping Mamas, they have this diaper bank in order to help families facing a dilemma between the health and safety of their baby and other basic needs like food. Marissa Vasquez is a proud mother of 2, a toddler and an 8-month-old. Even generic, a pack of diapers costs her at least $50.
It was low at first, and then it gets higher and higher.
And both of her daughters need diapers. The National Diaper Bank Network found a monthly supply of diapers cost about $80 a child. A new report found nearly half of U.S. families with young children struggle to afford diapers. This is up from 1 in 3 families in 2010.
This is when you don't have enough money to pay the diapers or have enough to pay the milk.
In Georgia, there are 5 diaper banks working to ease the burden on families with tight budgets, including Helping Mamas in Norcross. Together, these diaper banks distribute more than 1 million diapers every year.
It's okay to ask for help. You are not alone.
CEO Jamie Lackey says more women are calling them desperate to get more diapers. The National Diaper Bank Network found that more than half of women in the workforce have children under the age of 3, and many are still struggling to keep up with the daily diaper demand.
Diapers open doors for our families, right? Their basic needs, their basic items.
Diapers can be bought with cash assistance. However, less than half of needy families qualify as living below the federal poverty level. Organizations like Helping Mamas, as well as the diaper bank, say they'd like to see the federal government allow for more programs to help with those important items like diapers. In Norcross, I'm Abby Cassara.
Great program. Columbia County Schools is looking to increase property taxes by 12.2%. So a home with a fair market value of $400,000 would pay around $300 more in property taxes a year. under this proposed increase, but there will be 3 public hearings for people to voice their thoughts on this tax. And the first will be at Gropetown High School. That's June 29th at 4 p.m. The other 2 hearings are scheduled for July 11th and 25th. Popular fast food chain Bojangles taking some time to surprise first responders here in Augusta today as part of its Star Spangled Big Bow Box campaign. The ambulance decked out in red, white, and blue, making a 3-week, 50-stop road trip to raise awareness and drive donations for its charity partner, Folds of Honor. First responders, fire stations, and cadets at Fort Worden all got a surprise delivery today of the restaurant's famous chicken and biscuits.
We are proud to come into the community and be able to surprise and delight and put some smiles on the faces of our local heroes with this beautiful Big Bow mobile that's decorated in red, white, and blue.
Proceeds from Bojangles' limited-time Big Bow boxes will go to Folds of Honor, a nonprofit that gives scholarships to families of fallen or disabled military and first responders. She is the watermelon queen, and so was her grandmother. Just ahead, how generations are brought together through one town's annual festival.
And as you're heading out the door this evening, that rainfall has finally made it to downtown Augusta. Here's a look at downtown from our camera there. Can't really see the skyline, and more storms are going to be possible a little bit later on this evening. The full check of that forecast plan when we come back.
Time and temp.
Around 90 degrees.
A popular festival in the South this week features a unique story. This year's queen of the 81st Watermelon Festival in Cordele, Georgia, standing on the shoulders of her ancestors. Tyler Manion has the story.
Oh my heavens!
It doesn't get more Hampton County than the Watermelon Festival.
Watermelon is delicious. Juicy.
Thousands of people come out for events like Kids Day in the Park. A special few, though, draw extra attention.
I'm the Hampton County Watermelon Festival queen.
Miss Festival walks around taking pictures and kissing babies
Bye.
like a celebrity.
And little girls, like my daughter, look up to them all through their childhood and just can't wait until they can wear a crown one day and do the same thing.
That's exactly how it went for this year's queen,
Oh, hey!
Miriam Reynolds, who's had this as a goal her entire life.
I was like 4 or 5, like real little, like little girl with my little bangs and a little cut. I was like, that's what I want to be. I was like, that's what I want to do when I get a little bit older.
The week is filled with cheerful greetings and not so competitive games.
All right, your turn.
But most importantly, it's bringing generations together. You see, Miriam's grandmother wore this crown decades ago.
She was one of the first queens, like when the Hampton County Watermelon Festival first started, because it's only the 81st year.
These events have history, just as this festival does within her family, making it mean even more to this queen and the one she grew up with.
When she found out that I was this, she like almost started crying. She was so excited. It literally meant so much to her. Probably that is what made it worth it. Like winning, like I was excited, but then seeing how excited my grandma was for me really like did it for me.
A priceless memory. All right, smartphones. We know they're supposed to be able to withstand the splash now, but trusting what the companies tell you, well, that could end up costing you. We'll explain coming up.
First alert rate.
It's summertime. You're probably taking your phone when you head to the pool, the beach, maybe the lake, but if you're not careful, it might be the last time you get to use that phone. Water damage, one of the main causes of dead smartphones, even if they're supposed to be water resistant. Our consumer tech reporter, Jamie Tucker, explains.
What the Tech. Sponsored by Wow Internet.
Now, a few splashes of water at the pool probably won't permanently damage your phone, but drop it in the water, and you've got a limited amount of time to rescue it. Apple says the iPhone 12, 13, and 14 can withstand a dunk of up to 6 meters. Samsung and Google say the newer Galaxy and Pixel phones are good, up to a meter of water, kiddie pool depth. That's only true if the phone is in perfect condition, though. A phone with any cracks is not protected since water can seep into the electronics. Even in a case, a cracked phone will likely die if it gets dropped in any water. So if your smartphone takes a dip, act quickly. If it's in a case, remove it, then turn it off as quickly as possible. If it was salt or lake water, rinse it off by running clean tap water over it. Give it a shake to remove any water in the charging port and speakers and then blow them out. On iPhones, there's a shortcut called Water Eject. You'll have to install it within the Shortcuts app. When run, the iPhone will play a tone through the speakers to vibrate and eject any other water, similar to the feature on the Apple Watch. Do not plug it into a charger until it is...
It's summertime. You're probably taking your phone.
Call attorney John Voight and Associates.
Uneven sidewalks, pool decks, or patios? Get a faster, affordable alternative to replacement today. Call Canty Foundation Specialist for your free estimate.
Canty can fix it.
It's summertime. You're probably taking your phone when you head to the pool, the beach, maybe the lake, but if you're not careful, it might be the last time you get to use that phone. Water damage, one of the main causes of dead smartphones, even if they're supposed to be water resistant. Our consumer tech reporter, Jamie Tucker, explains.
What the Tech, sponsored by Wow Internet.
A few splashes of water at the pool probably won't permanently damage your phone, but drop it in the water and you've got a limited amount of time to rescue it. Apple says the iPhone 12, 13, and 14 can withstand a dunk of up to 6 meters. Samsung and Google say the newer Galaxy and Pixel phones are good, up to 1 meter of water, kiddie pool depth. That's only true if the phone is in perfect condition, though. A phone with any cracks is not protected since water can seep into the electronics. Even in a case, a cracked phone will likely die if it gets dropped in any water. So if your smartphone takes a dip, act quickly. If it's in a case, remove it, then turn it off as quickly as possible. If it was salt or lake water, rinse it off by running clean tap water over it. Give it a shake to remove any water in the charging port and speakers and then blow them out. On iPhones, there's a shortcut called Water Eject. You'll have to install it within the Shortcuts app. When run, the iPhone will play a tone through the speakers to vibrate and eject any other water, similar to the feature on the Apple Watch. Do not plug it into a charger until it is completely dry and not until you're almost certain all the water has been removed from the speakers and charging port. And resist the urge to turn it on for as long as you can. Don't put it in the sun to dry out. And if it still doesn't turn on, put the phone in a Ziploc bag with a silica gel pack. Leave it for a few days. The technicians I've spoken to say a bowl of rice doesn't work. It will only leave your phone dusty. That's What the Tech. I'm Jamie Tucker.
Okay, we've all been using the rice method for a long time, so save those silica gel packets, I guess. But Jamie says you should also back up your smartphone before heading out so that if something does happen to your phone, you won't lose everything that's on it.
The off-season can be used for a variety of different reasons, whether it's working out, building team chemistry, or improving the roster. The North Augusta football team, they're getting used to a new head coach for the second year in a row. Earlier this month, North Augusta High School removed the interim tag from head coach Richard Bush, giving him the keys to the program with hopes of the North Augusta native being able to take that team to the next level. There have been a lot of changes for the Jackets in recent years, and head coach Bush says that building continuity with the coaching staff could go a long way in helping North Augusta get the positive results they're looking for.
It was big to me to be able to keep all of our coaches. We were able to do that. So we have a great coaching staff. It's a group of coaches that our players know. They know how they work. They know how our program is going to work. Our coaches and our players have built a great relationship. And in turn, our kids work hard for our coaches, and they come to work every single day.
With key impact players like quarterback Colson Brown and running back DJ Curry graduating, the Yellow Jackets have some holes to fill on offense before they open up the new season at home against Evans on Friday, August 18th.
All right, thanks for that, Dan. Well, as you're heading out the door this evening, make sure you have that rain jacket. Here's a look at Columbia County just getting soaked with a lot of rainfall going all the way up and down Washington Road. This is going to continue to push off toward the north and northeast, so places in McCormick County and around the lake, get ready. More storms are on the way. Another check at that forecast when we come back.
There is a full moon.
A Myrtle Beach community is rallying around a beloved swan after a family campground says someone deliberately hit her with a golf cart. The bird, named Swanee, is in critical condition and receiving care as we speak. In the meantime, thanks to tips pouring in, the person suspected to be responsible has been identified and local animal control is investigating. The latest update on Swanee is she's tolerating the humans working to help her and her recovery seems promising. Poor little swan. Okay, take a look at this. Hundreds of tourists gathering before the sun rises in Stonehenge, England. The prehistoric stone circle was built to frame the sun in the summer and winter solstices. And today is the summer solstice. Try saying that 5 times fast. That's the day when the Earth's North Pole is the closest it will be to the sun all year. The sun rose at 6:18 this morning. It will not set until 8:41 tonight, so there will be 14 hours and 23 minutes of daylight today. So longest day of the year. Time to take advantage, Anthony.
Yeah, feeling like summer more and more out there, and that's true for the humidity and those summer storms. We're seeing a lot of that today as you're heading out the door, both in Grovetown as well as us here in Augusta, seeing a lot of rainfall. That's slowing down the traffic just a little bit there. Here's a look at radar over the last couple of hours. We've seen all of those storms work their way from the south to the north, so now we're going into portions of Columbia County, seeing a lot of that heavier storm activity. Augusta getting a little bit of a break, especially for southern sections of the city. Then as we move further to the north, we are going to see more of those heavier storms. So places like Evans, just like what we saw yesterday, seeing some very heavy rain activity there. Riverwatch Parkway, where that meets up with Washington Road, seeing some heavy rain as well, and that continues as you go up through the downtown area of Evans. But also in Aiken, you're on the drier side still, and for places just to the east of you, as we get closer to Wagner and Sally, we're seeing some more of those heavier showers, but Aiken expects some more rain as we go through the next 20 to 25 minutes. Rainfall chances as a whole will stay pretty elevated for us as we go through the next couple of hours, briefly getting a chance to dry things up, but more storms expected later on tonight and through early portions of tomorrow morning. So any outdoor plans tonight, just keep that umbrella on hand, and we'll see those temperatures staying into the upper 60s all the way through tonight and tomorrow morning. More storm chances for tomorrow. We do have another flood risk as we go through the day on Thursday, but rain chances will slowly but surely start to decrease as we go through the upcoming weekend. We're talking about temperatures warming back to the upper 80s and low 90s, returning to seasonal highs, feeling like summer.
And we have more news and weather coming up here in just a few minutes with Richard Rogers.